Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. And just like that, Derek Chisora and Kubrat Pulev has been announced, so it'll be July the 9th in London on DAZN. So this has kind of come out of nowhere, remembering that Derek Chisora has been shopping his services around to different broadcasters in the UK, and there had been talk in recent weeks that he was interested in trying to pin down Adam Kovnatski, and even had reportedly made an offer of around £1 million to Kovnatski. But then, out of the blue, this fight has been confirmed. And this is actually, I think, a pretty decent fight for both at this stage of their career. And also, it's a rematch. So, as you can see, it's called Total Carnage. These guys met about 6 years ago. It was a hotly contested split decision win for Kubrat Pulev. Some people thought that Derek Chisora very unlucky. And I think at this stage, these two guys, I think the styles are going to probably mesh better than the first time. I do think that this one probably is going to have excitement written all over it. And I think someone's going to get stopped in this one. Both these guys late in the day in their career. Derek Chisora, as we know, has been fighting all manner of guys in recent years on pay-per-view, getting decent paydays, but he is looking pretty shop-worn at this point. Kubrat Pulev is over 40. He's coming off a win over Jerry Forrest just a couple of months ago, and I guess his dalliance with Triller is over. There had been a report by Dan Raphael in the past week that Triller had not paid him on time. So for the moment, he's obviously looked at other options, and this is the one they're going for. And I think with Derek Chisora, the way that he likes to fight, the sort of question marks now over his durability, and Kubrat Pulev may be fighting a little bit more aggressive in some of his more recent fights, I think this has got war written all over it. So Total Carnage could end up being a good sort of tagline for this fight. It could be a case these guys are really going to go at it. Kubrat Pulev looking for right hands, hooks, uppercuts. Derek Chisora just throwing all manner of things, being rough, rugged. I like this fight. There's no super divisional relevance on the line in this fight, but I guess for someone like Kubrat Pulev, coming off a very dominant win over Jerry Forrest, where after a competitive 3 rounds, he bossed the rest of the 10-round fight. For him, this could be that stepping stone, slightly higher level than Forrest, the stepping stone to the next thing, which could be against a top 10 opponent. And he said in the post-fight of that Forrest, after that Forrest fight, he wanted any of the top 10. So Chisora is not top 10 in my view. He's sort of that gatekeeper to the world level. And if he beats Chisora, well, maybe the gate will be open to a much bigger and better fight, potentially get himself into title position. And I wasn't expecting that Kubrat Pulev would be able to make another run, but here we are. And Derek Chisora, sort of late in his career as well, he's been in some entertaining and fun fights in recent years, but he has looked on the decline, especially in his recent fights. Against Joseph Parker in the rematch, he was basically beaten up in that, and I think someone with heavier hands than Joseph Parker, who hasn't got any stoppages at the world level, would have taken Chisora out in that one. But it ended up going the distance, but Chisora was battered pretty much from pillar to post. But you can never write the guy off because in this case, he's fought Kubrat Pulev before, fought him close, almost got the win, and he probably knows to some extent what to expect. Although I think the style matchup and the way things will play out will be a little bit more entertaining and exciting this time around. And also for Chisora's case, he has to be in fights that fans want to see, that are exciting, because otherwise he's not going to get these headline events for much longer, especially as a guy who we've got question marks about his durability and how long he's got left in the sport. And some people may sort of say, hey, you're completely writing him off. He's been a good servant to the sport. It's all true. He has been a great servant to the sport. He's proved that you don't need to have an O to be in good fights, competitive fights, and that the number of losses is really immaterial if you bring it all of the time and you're in fun, entertaining fights. But there does come a point in a fighter's career where he's on the downslide, and sometimes you can fall off a cliff. I don't know if we've seen that fall off a cliff yet, but certainly there were signs in that Joseph Parker rematch that Derek Chisora is well past prime. But then again, Kubrat Pulev is not exactly in all of his prime either, so he's over 40. The last couple of years since that loss to Joshua, he's fought Jerry Forrest most recently. Before that, there was a Triller Triad combat event against Frank Mir. So it's not like Kubrat Pulev has been fighting at the top level in the heavyweight division. Forrest, at the point that he fought him, top 25, top 30 guy at best. Decent level, but this is a slight step up from that, in my opinion. Where does the winner go? What is on the table for the winner? Could end up being some sort of eliminator status or something put on the line here, some sort of trinket that could get... Because for Pulev, he truly believes he's on the path to another title shot. Chisora is probably more realistic, going, I'm chasing the biggest and best paydays that are around. And if you'd have said what's out there for Chisora at the moment, I wasn't quite sure. Were broadcasters at this stage of his career willing to back him, willing to put him on as a main event? And this one kind of makes some sense, given that their fight 6 years ago was hotly contested. And both these guys, free and clear at the moment, I like it. And just before we go, I guess I should get on to a comment from Eddie Hearn. So he says, I'm delighted to get this fight over the line. Initially, we worked on some other opponents for Derek, but this fight came out of nowhere a few days ago, and I absolutely love it. I think the strapline Total Carnage is absolutely perfect for this fight in terms of the build-up and in terms of the fight itself. Expect the unexpected and expect a thriller at the O2 on July 9. Both men have been long-standing fixtures of the world heavyweight division, and it's all or nothing at the O2 for both, as defeat could lead to the end of the road. Fans can expect a huge undercard and a brilliant main event for another brilliant event live on DAZN. And I guess the good point there, this kind of feels in some respects a little bit of a loser leaves town fight. So, I mean, it is all on the line to some extent. What do you make of it all? Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.